Alright guys, so I bought this boat, found on Facebook for really cheap, $450 as a matter of fact, and I thought this would be a good time to do a restoration while I got a little bit of downtime. So here's part one, my video going through how I restored it, what was wrong with it, everything that I did on my way. Here's a couple of the pictures from the listing. As you can see, this guy didn't offer me a whole lot with the pictures. You can see it has a cover. The paint looks pretty bad. The inside, it looks like it's got an engine. Don't know if it runs. He says it doesn't. Interior looks pretty wrecked. There's something funky going on with the floor. A lot of dirt and water. I assume it's pretty rotted. And if you see from his description, he says it's not stuck. But when I went over to talk to him, turns out that he actually had just turned over the water pump and didn't really know what he was talking about. But the guy had got it on a trade, and I figured still worth my time for that kind of money. Alright, so I'm going to show a little video of my restoration of this 1987 Starcraft. It's 16 foot. It's got a 120 horsepower OMC stern drive on the back called the Mystic Wonder. I've already started a lot of the work. I got this boat for $450. As you can see, the paint's real faded out. I just tested a section with the buffer, some polishing compound, and I think it's going to come back pretty good. So that's the plan for the exterior. Didn't really have any spots that I sounded bad. The inside, however, is going to need quite a bit of work. As you can see, I've already cut out most of the floor. I'm going to end up cutting a little bit more on this side, cutting up along here, and then probably right underneath that lip. And then I'll go get some marine ply and some fiberglass, and we'll replace it all. Make a removable piece that goes over top of the gas tank. You never wanted to replace the gas tank. Then I need to buy new back-to-back chairs that'll go on either side up here. And the back ones are fine. I gotta build a new lower housing around the motor. The top piece is fine, but needs reupholstered. And a lot of electrical issues. When I first got it, it turned over. When I hooked the battery up, bilge worked, blower worked, a bunch of other stuff turned on. So I thought that was good. And then I brought it back, and now it doesn't do anything, and it doesn't show power up to the key. So I think something jostled loose on the way home, and I know the wiring under there is a real rat's nest. So we'll be digging into that as well and fixing that up. And lastly, we need a little bit of work here on the engine. Cranks over fine. I think the carburetor is okay, but we're not getting spark. So I'm going to take that distributor cap off, file a little bit, and then we'll see what happens. But it's got good oil in it. It seems to be fine. I just need to make sure she sparks okay. Make sure I can crank it over with whatever's going on with the wiring under there. And that's obviously the problem. There's all kinds of loose stuff down there.